boys and girls. In this video, I'm going to be giving you your Chapter 14 math test. So if you have it printed out in front of you, then you are ready to go. If not, make sure you get it. Get ready. Name and number at the top, and I will read through the questions one at a time. We are going to start on the page that has 75 and 76 on it, like this. So make sure you see 75 and 76 at the bottom of your page, and if you don't see 75 and 76 at the bottom of your page, either turn the page over or go to the other page, depending on how mom or dad printed that for you. So basically how this is going to work, I will read through each question and you will put down your best answer. If you need more time on a problem, remember this is a video, so you can just hit pause. If you need a question repeated, this is a video, so you can just back it up and I'll read it again as many times as you need. And if you're still having trouble after you've paused it, taken your time, listened to me explain it, mom and dad have tried to help and you still can't get it, send me a message. I'm happy to help you. I'm here. Even though we're not together, I'm here for you. So I have a feeling you're going to do pretty well on this, though, because from what I've seen from the work you've been turning in, this is a pretty easy chapter. And remember, we've learned easy doesn't mean boring. Easy doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Easy means that you are good at it. And so we like to show off when we're good at things. So let's get started. Number one, the directions here say listen to the question and give the best answer. So I will read the question and then you will put your best answer where it belongs. Okay, here we go. Circle the shape with equal shares. Then write how many equal shares. Okay, what does that mean, Mrs. Bragg? That means look at these two circles. They're both broken into 4 pieces. One of them has equal shares, one of them does not. Circle the one that does. Then on the line here where it says equal shares, tell me how many equal shares are there in that circle that you circled. When you're done doing that, we'll move on to number 2. Number 2 says a shape has equal shares if each share is the blank size. Okay, so you just need to put a word there. All right. Equal shares means blank size. I've said this probably 75 or 80 times this week in your lessons. So tell me what that word is. If they have equal shares, they are the blank size. Here's the hint. If you're really confused and you're not sure what to put there, leave it blank. I'm sure at some point throughout the rest of this test, I'm going to say that word because I say it every time we go over the problems. So if you don't know what word to put there, don't panic. You can come back to it at the end. Okay, pro tip. Here we go. Number 3. Circle the shape with equal shares. Then write how many equal shares. Okay, so there are 2 rhombuses here, or diamonds, if that's what you prefer to call them. And they are broken into shares. One of them has equal shares, one of them has unequal shares. Circle the one with equal shares. And then on the line, tell me how many equal shares are in the shape that you circled. Number 4, a shape has 4 equal shares. What is each share called? And then it says, I want to point this out too, it says choose all that apply. Choose all that apply. Whoa, what have I done? Choose all that apply. That means there's more than one answer, friends. So if it has 4 shares, if you think it's a half, fill in that circle. If you think it's a fourth, fill in that circle. If you think it's a whole, fill in that circle. And if you think it's a quarter, fill in that circle. All right, moving on. Let me get myself out of the way here. I'm kind of blocking the problem. Woo, okay. I'm having a little too much fun with this, boys and girls. Here we go. Number 5 says, circle the Circle the shapes that show halves. Remember, okay, it's not a half if they're different sizes. Keep that in mind. So circle the ones that show halves, and then X out the shapes that do not show halves. Okay, so look at the triangle. Are those halves? If yes, give it a circle. If no, give it an X. Then look at the circle. Are those halves? If yes, give it a circle. If no, give it an X. Look at the oval. If they're halves, give it a circle. If they're not, give it an X. And then look at the rectangle. If it's halves, give it a circle. If it's not, give it an X. Okay, number 6 says make halves, color 1/2 of the shape. There are quite a few different ways that you could cut this particular shape. This is a hexagon. It has 6 sides. It doesn't matter which way you cut it in half. I'm not looking for which way you cut it. I'm just looking that you do cut it in half, and then you're going to color 1/2. Okay, remember, you cut it in half, but only color one of the halves. Okay? And then when you're done doing that, down here, break the circle into fourths or quarters, and then color 1/4. Okay? And remember, the dots are there just to kind of help guide your pencil as you go. Okay, we're going to look here at number 8. It says Mary ate 1/2 of a pizza. That sounds delicious. Jenny ate 1/4 of the same pizza. So who ate more pizza? Don't get confused. Draw it out if you need to. Let me, real quick, I'm going to make myself big here for a second. I'm not going to give you the answers, but I am going to do just a little reminder here on my handy dandy whiteboard, okay? They're eating a pizza. They're eating the same size pizza. Okay, so here's their 2 pizzas, okay? One of them ate half of the pizza, so that would be half of the pizza. One of them cut it into fourths, and they ate 1/4 of the pizza. I know it's not my best coloring, but which piece is bigger? The half or the fourth? Don't get confused. Figure it out. And when you know the answer, boom, write it here. Let's see. Mary ate half, so this is Mary. And Jenny ate 1/4. This is Jenny. So decide who ate more, Mary or Jenny, and then put your answer on the line. You can put M or J or Mary or Jenny. Either one I'll accept. All right, when you are finished with that one, we are going to go on to the next page. If it's on the back, boom, flip your paper over. Something tells me though it's probably on a separate sheet, but you know, I don't know how your parents are printing things for you. So, boom, here I am on the next 2 pages. At the bottom it should say 77 and 78, and we will get started. Here we go. All right, number 9 says circle the shapes that show halves and X out the shapes that do not show halves. Okay, so that's like the same thing we did on the other side, right? So if you see halves, give it a circle. And if you don't see halves, give it an X. You can do that for all 4 of those shapes. And if you want to pause it and do it and then unpause it, that's great. If you're already done, that's great too. I'm going to move on to number 10. And number 10 says circle the shapes that show halves and X the shapes that show fourths. Okay, so now you're circling the halves and you're Xing the fourths. Okay? You can pause, get that done, and then unpause, or if you're ready to move on, I'll go on to 11. 11 says draw lines on the first rectangle to show halves and on the second rectangle to show fourths. Remember, there are a few different ways that you can show halves and fourths on a rectangle. You just need to show me one of those ways. Okay? So this one is halves, and this one is fourths. Break them up for me. All right, number 12 says, Sarah cut a piece of wood into 2 equal shares. Nancy cut the same piece of wood into 4 equal shares. Who has smaller pieces? Think about what I've told you again and again and again. The more times you break something, the smaller the pieces. So remember that when you're answering this question. So Sarah has 2 equal shares. Nancy has 4 equal shares. So whose are smaller pieces? Fill in the answer. This says Sarah. This says Nancy. Fill in the proper bubble. And we're going up to the top of the next page. Rochelle. Rochelle has a slice of bread. We're going to pretend this is her bread. It says she wants to cut it into 4 equal shares to give her friends. So draw to show how Rochelle could cut the bread. Remember cutting it into fourths? There's a few different ways that you could do it. Show me one of those ways. Okay, 4 equal-sized pieces. All right, this one says Jake is making a card for his mother and he wants to color half of mom red and half of mom blue. So how could he make his letters have equal shares of red and blue? What could he do? So just use your red and blue crayon or marker or colored pencil and color half of the mom red and half of the mom blue. All right, Omar, number 15. Omar cut his pizza into equal shares. So this is his pizza and this is how he cut it. Did he cut it into halves or fourths? If you think he cut this into halves, fill in that bubble. And if you think he cut it into fourths, fill in that bubble. All right, boys and girls, that is it. You are done with your math test. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you upload those on Class Dojo, and I hope you have enjoyed taking this math test with me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye, friends.